everyone. So I am watching the Nicola Bowley press conferences, as all of you are, I'm sure. One thing that struck me was that the police were complaining so much about people being at the crime scene, wandering around, the TikTokers taking videos, getting into things, mucking up things, and basically making videos of the area. You know, I feel for the police, and I am in the United States, so I don't know what the laws are there. But I will say I don't understand why the police are angry at people for doing that. Meaning, I get it, you don't want the crime scene messed up, but that's the reason why, at least here in the United States, we put up crime scene tape and block off an area, and the person is not allowed to go in that area. It is literally roped off as a crime scene. You know, just go back to the Koberger case that we just had here. That area around the house was all blocked off as a crime scene. Nobody could just walk up to the house and start wandering around in the parking lot or what have you. So I guess I don't understand quite why that area wasn't, you know, quarantined off as a crime scene to begin with. I know everybody focused on basically her going in the water, but nobody knew that for sure from the beginning, and nobody still knows that for sure. And it's interesting to hear, you know, whose fault is it really that the TikTokers are there? I'll just say, this is something the police are going to have to get used to. This isn't going to change. Social media and the news has changed, and it's not, we turn on, you know, CBS or whatever you listen to at, you know, 6 o'clock like our parents did, and you watch the news every night. No, the news is instantaneous, and the news is created by people, by citizens. Is it as good quality? No. It's a lot more like the Inquirer, you know? It's a lot of stories and a lot of theories and a lot of speculation. But that said, people know that as well. And people like to speculate. And sometimes they like to get in, look at web sleuths, you know? The whole website is all about people speculating what happened during a crime. So our world has changed. I get it that police don't like it. They don't have as much control at all over what goes out, and a lot of rumors get started and spread, and people act and react because of that. But I don't see any quick solution to that, and I see it as our world today. And rather than, you know, stand around and point fingers, people have to figure out what can be done to still keep the integrity of a case as much as possible. And if we need to change the laws, then we need to change the laws, right? The laws, things change, and then the law changes. So eventually the law may change around this too. But, you know, in America, you know, your right to speech is one of your most important amendment rights, correct? So I don't know how much they'll be able to change that and keep people quiet. It's a different world. The world is morphing into something different than it used to be. And I think police are just going to have to figure out how to work within the parameters that we are now with social media and everybody wanting to get out there and be standing at the crime scene taking videos. I mean, just think about Gabby Petito, you know? People were parked outside Brian Laundrie's house for months, right in front of his house, putting up shrines and memorials and all kinds of things. And like I said, it's a different world. It's people are very actively involved in crimes, and sometimes that's a blessing, because many crimes have been solved by people that have gotten involved, because the police don't always have the time to focus on everything and everyone. So it's a blessing and a curse all in one. It is our world today. It's interesting to see the police, cry and be upset about it when you're like, well, why didn't you just rope off the crime scene to begin with? I don't understand it. I really don't. Part of it is their fault, and it sounds like they don't want to accept that. But anyway, that's my thoughts on it. I was just sitting here pondering it, like, well, what are you guys going to do about it? This is what you're dealing with. This is the deck that's been handed to you and the cards you've been dealt. And this is life today in social media. It's not going away. So if we need to change the laws, change the laws. If you need to rope off that crime scene right away, rope off that crime scene right away. Do what you got to do. But it does pose some interesting thoughts on how to maintain the integrity of a case. So if you guys have thoughts on that, go ahead and post them in the comments. I'd love to read them. Those are my thoughts on it. Take care. Bye-bye.